Hello everybody, welcome back to the Chensor Dynasty. I am James Chen, your host, aka jchensor, and we have been talking about the Street Fighter netcode fan-made mod that apparently has improved everybody's experience in the game, as long as you play against other players who also have the mod. Now, if you have the mod on yours, you're always going to experience a better play. There have been matches where everybody all of a sudden slows down and it looks like it's molasses and underwater. I saw that happen to Automatic at some point in time. But for the most part, it'll improve your experience. Now, if you play against someone else who doesn't have the patch, you'll probably ruin their experience, etc., etc. But we talked all about that. I kind of want to do a Q&A section right now where I just talk to you guys and you bring up some points to me, questions to me, etc., etc. Tamich even mentioned earlier that apparently the guy, why am I wearing this? That the guy even has a improvement to the patch all ready to go. So there you go. So maybe we'll even get even a better patch at some point in time. But if you have questions, yeah, those underwater games occurs as Infected Jazz, but sometimes, but they're very rare. But if you do have any questions or anything that you want to discuss about or bring up another interesting point for me to go over and such, just type at jchensor in the chat. Yeah, the mod. Can you talk about the Street Fighter Alpha series scene and how the FGC scene felt about each game? That's a very different topic, but sure, I guess when things are rolling in, I can mention that. Alpha 1 was not received very well. Alpha 1 was a very, it was a scrubby game. It was very much, you could tell, catered for beginners, but people were just happy that we got something that wasn't a Street Fighter 2. The artwork looked nice, but the game was very unbalanced, and some characters were too strong. Everyone played it because it was cool to have something new finally, but clearly the game was, it was like horribly imbalanced, and they did so many things to try to make the game more beginner friendly. And Alpha 2 fixed a lot of that, but Alpha 2 at first was very confusing because people hated the custom combos, and then people were okay with them, then they hated them, and then they were okay with them. That was like in the span of 3 days. Alpha 3 was just so bizarre and weird. It took a while for a lot of people to get used to, but for the most part, a lot of people liked it until obviously it got broken by crouch canceling. So, Anime Lover asks, why did Green get more stuff in Teppen? Search me, dude. Screw Gold Orb. To hell with Gold Orb. Are you saying it was the SFV of the 90s? Is that Sobo Rich? What a lot of people don't even realize is that this is the pattern all the time. They're always doing this. This is just like how it's always been. The only reason why Street Fighter 4 wasn't that to the degree of a lot of the other games was because Seth was working on it, right? If Seth wasn't working on it, I'm sure the game would have been super, super basic. I played a very original beta version of that game, and it was not good. So Alpha 1, very much catered to beginners, right? CVS 1, very much catering to beginners. There was only 4 buttons in CVS 1. They were trying to make the game so that it was friendly to play on consoles. There was only 4 buttons in that game, and they just realized that it couldn't fly that way, so they switched it to 6 buttons in CVS 2. Alpha 1 also didn't have proximity normals. They gave everyone chain combos, so Ken could do low short, low forward stand roundhouse as a combo, so that everybody could do combos, right? They took away all those chain combos, but then they added in custom combos so that you could activate custom combo and go uppercut as a combo. So basically, they kept trying to find ways to make it so that everybody could do combos. Alpha 3 was like the version of Alpha where they were just basically like, you know what? Screw it, this game is complicated. Deal with it. Because in Alpha 1, they also had alpha counters, which were terrible. Oh, God. Any news on the new Guilty Gear? Nothing right now. And yes, they do have to fix this netcode or it might mess up the Olympics qualifiers for sure. For sure. But the new Guilty Gear, yeah, there will be new stuff at Frosty Faustings next week. They've already announced that we're going to see a lot more of what Faust is going to do, which is so great because Elven Shadow runs that tournament. It's called Frosty Faustings for a reason. That's Elven Shadow's main character. And the fact that Arc Revo and Arxis was smart enough to save Faust for Elven Shadow, I think is amazing, dude. I think it's amazing. So, could you say that CVS1 had 4 buttons to cater to SNK players? That could be, but even still then, SNK players had situations where you could hit 2 buttons at the same time to do a stronger attack, right? Like, that didn't exist in CVS at all. They didn't do that at all, so. Yes, they are both in Illinois. They are both in Illinois. If there is a Street Fighter 6 on the horizon, and again, if you guys want to ask me any questions about about that netcode stuff, any other stuff about the netcode, I'm getting a lot of questions about other things here, but if there's a Street Fighter 6 on the horizon, what does it have to do in order for it to be successful and beloved in the scene? People aren't going to like my answer. They're not going to like my answer, but the answer to that question is don't listen to people. Don't listen to people. Have a vision for your game. Have a vision for your game. Make the game how you want to make the game. Be Daisuke. Be Mori. Have somebody know what they want out of the game and make that game. Street Fighter V Season 1 was the way it was because all they did, shout out to Silent Assassin for the continued subscriptions. 18 months. Wow, nice. Thank you. Basically, Street Fighter V was designed because they tried to fix all the things that everybody hated in Street Fighter 4. Everybody hated invincible backdashes. Everybody hated uppercut FADC. Everybody hated crouch tech. So what did they do? They added the priority system. They added crush counters. They made backdashes no longer invincible. They did all these things. Street Fighter V Season 1 was a direct reaction to what everybody hated about Street Fighter 4. So basically, you end up with, you know, the Homer Simpson car, right? You end up with that car when you first create the game like that because you're listening to what everybody wants and it's not a cohesive product. All those things that fixed the problems in Street Fighter 4 all combined together to form something that didn't mesh particularly well. Their goal of also removing proximity normals and neutral jump attacks and stuff like that did not gel with the priority system, did not gel with the crush counters, did not gel, you know, etc., etc. And you just ended up in this weird game. Now that they kind of know what the game plays like and knows what's happening, you can clearly see it. Like, if you've played Lucia, one of the reasons why she's so fascinating to me is if you actually played Lucia, you can see how carefully crafted she is. That this only combos into that that only combos into this and these situations, that this button only gives you plus this, that this button is this. Like, they crafted her so intricately based off of the Street Fighter V engine, which is why I think she's so fun and cool to play, and why I think she's one of the most creative characters in the game. I think proximity normals are absolutely necessary in Street Fighter. I would still like to see proximity normals in Street Fighter V. I had a whole rant about that. I had a whole UnChensored about that on YouTube, on why proximity normals. I talked about it for like 2 hours about why proximity normals need to be back in Street Fighter V. I still think they need to be. As much as I like Street Fighter V right now as it is, I would want it to have proximity normals. I absolutely need them. So, what did I mean with Chun-Li's face a little earlier? Oh, someone asked me if I could explain why Chun-Li's face was so ugly. Yeah, I mean, for MVCI, I blame everything on Marvel. You know, they probably had a direction that they wanted. I wouldn't even be surprised if Marvel was like, make your characters look uglier than ours or something like that. Because the fact that you couldn't even beat up on Marvel characters in any of the MVCI trailers. Like, you literally couldn't beat up on any of the Marvel characters. Like, they always had to be winning. And also just how much dev time and how much budget, etc., etc. Add one proximity normal to Street Fighter V and it's Cammy's close heavy kick. God, I would be so mad. I would be so mad if that's what it was. Oh, man. I really do think Marvel did a number. Marvel/Disney did a number to MVCI. It was even hard just to even be able to, like, just to get anything done for MVCI. You had to wait for Marvel to approve of everything. They had to approve of everything. So, proximity normals, you see, everyone always says it takes away your control, but it really doesn't. The only time proximity normals take away your control of your normal was when they were implemented poorly in Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4 ruined proximity normals because they ruined the proximity distance on a lot of those buttons. But like when I play Super Turbo, I almost never have any problem coming out with the move that I want. Like that's almost never an issue, right? When I played all the other games that had proximity normals, it was never an issue. Guilty Gear, it's barely an issue. There's only one proximity normal for every character, but it's there, and it's never really an issue. You really do have a lot more control over what normals you want than you think. Like, if they design the moves properly, and plus the other thing too is that moves that are, and again, you're getting me into my Uncensored again. Moves that are close-up moves need to be fast. They need to be buff. Close-up moves need to be stronger than far moves in a lot of different frame data ways, right? Priority ways, because they need to function as close-up moves. And you don't want to be able to use them at range, because as soon as you do that, you get Season 1 and 2 Laura standing medium kick. You get Akuma stand medium kick. You get Cammy standing medium punch. You get Rashid standing medium punch. You get Abigail standing medium punch. Those are all close-up moves, but they work amazing in footsies because if you don't have proximity normals, you don't have enough normal buttons to play a meaningful neutral game, so you got to make those close-up buttons also work as far buttons, and they still have to function as a close-up button, so you still have to give them the busted frame data, and now they're way overpowered. Right? That's the thing, is if you actually design games with proximity normals, you can craft a far more intricate footsie game. You can create a far more intricate footsie game because now you don't need to have moves double purpose. You don't need to make a move be a close-up move and a far move at the exact same time. You can make a move function as a close-up move and then have another button that functions as a footsie button. But the problem is you don't have the variety of footsies that I feel like you could have if you had proximity normals. That's what I'm talking about right now. So, yeah, you get more combos, you get a lot more interesting routes. Like right now, if I'm a character and you go up close, what's your option? You don't have an option. You just have strong and jab and light kick, right? They have to have a certain frame data. You don't get a close-up medium kick that can function for something different because it needs to be your Karen or Cammy far poke, right? So now this button is completely useless at close-up. You don't get that move. You don't get 6 buttons to use for a variety of purposes when you're playing footsies far, and 6 buttons when you play close-up anymore, right? You lose those kind of things. Like Ryu doesn't have his close-up standing heavy punch, so I can't do heavy punch uppercut for more damage anymore because heavy punch only does this now because he needs a far range heavy punch from far away, and it's going to be really slow, so it's harder to hit people when they whiff uppercut. Like there's just all these little things about it that if you actually split the moves into 2 categories, and again, they were in Street Fighter 2. And that's another reason why I think proximity normals are so important, because if you play Street Fighter 2, like they were designing it and they probably didn't have proximity normals. That's completely unintuitive as a design, right? It's completely unintuitive, but as they were probably making that game and testing it, they were probably like, this move is useless at close range. Why don't we make it so that we have moves that are more useful when you're fighting up close? Yeah, it's going to be weird, but you know what? It makes the game flow better, right? And so you end up with a game that flows better, right? The misbelief that not having proximity normals makes the game easier to learn and you're in more control is actually false. I actually think you're far less in control of what you can do in the game if you play it that way, right? Like, why can't I have a Cammy anti-air roundhouse and a far roundhouse at the same time? So have I ever programmed netcode or networking applications? I have, WaveGen. I have definitely programmed a lot of network stuff before. I've had to do a lot of network things. I had to create a UI client that works with a database, with our server, that, you know, contacted it, grabbed all the information from there. The guy who was doing the network side of things, who clearly knew a lot more than I did, wrote all the data transfer objects and all the stuff, and he wrote all the APIs that I would call into, and we had to do all this stuff. I've done a lot of network I've done a lot of network coding before, so there you go. Let me see if I missed any questions anywhere. Not to mention the resulting stubby normals in the game. Yeah, Vulgar Ape, that was part of my Uncensored as well. You end up having characters without far range normals, because when you did, with Chun-Li standing heavy punch in Season 1, it was so dominant that they had to nerf it, because it was the only actual pre-Street Fighter V existing far-range normal attack that they had to nerf it in order for it to be fair, right? But if everybody had those buttons, it would be interesting. It would be interesting, but you can't, because so many buttons have to be stubby for close proximity, so you have to now all of a sudden make it so you have to nerf far range moves. So if Claw has it towards Fierce, it has to be minus 784 on block. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's clearly broken and nobody will be able to fight you. And so you end up with a bunch of stubby characters. Yeah, and again, Street Fighter 4 ruined proximity normals. Street Fighter 4 was probably the worst one in terms of the distances, where Rufus would get to a range where he would switch to the button and to the close-up one and it just wouldn't even hit. Like, that's just bad programming. That happens in Super Turbo. Cammy has a close-up strong that triggers in a lot of ranges where it just doesn't hit. But I think they wanted that so it could be used sort of as an anti-air and stuff like that. But again, that's just testing and designing a game properly. Darth Protoman, if I ever make a fighting game, I'm calling you to check that up. Okay, no problem. Was CVS2 considered boring to watch back in the day, and do you think that KOF style could work with Street Fighter today? CVS2 was considered very boring to watch back in the day. Everybody hated it, and it was super slow. And it was Sagat Low Fierce. That was the game. It was Sagat, Blanca, Terry Low Fierce, the game, basically. And people hated it. People hated watching CVS2. Nowadays, everybody has the belief that CVS2 was like super exciting, fast-paced, amazing action, greatest fighting game of all time. It's gotten better because with the proliferation of role canceling, people figured it out. And as long as you give any game a long time to live, it generally just gets more enjoyable and people start finding more weird, broken stuff with other characters. But for the most part, yeah, I mean, I had a 30-minute 2 out of 3 match in CVS2 at Southern Hills Golfland versus Genghis, the MVC2 player. Because it was so hard to get in, we both played like Super Turtle characters that neither of them could get in on each other, and so basically the majority of our match was us sitting there. And in fact, in game number 3, I got so bored that I walked forward when I saw him lose his charge with Blanca, and I jumped, and he immediately neutral jump fierced at me, and the entire audience went, "What are you doing? Why are you moving forward?" And so I went back and crouched there. And that match, which was 2 out of 3 in CVS2, took over 30 minutes. That was a 30-minute match for a 2 out of 3 for the two of us to play. Each one of our matches that we played, it was 2-1. It was over 10 minutes for each of the matches that we played. It was crazy. Crazy. I did get my Teppen packs, and I have already downloaded Street Fighter V PC, so I have it already. Alpha 2 not have proximity normals, but not have the stubby button issue. It did not have the proximity normals, but it still was a little stubby. That game was just, I don't know. My problem is I'm not the biggest fan of Alpha 2, so I don't want to like talk about it like it didn't matter. The game sucked anyway. But in general, the other thing too is that you also have to remember that in those older games, pushback on block was a lot bigger, and special moves and normals had the same hit stun and block stun, and special moves were a lot buffer back then. So stuff like Saddam Jite, like the jab, Jite reached like a good chunk of the screen and was completely safe on block, pushed the opponent away to ranges where it couldn't hit you. You know, Guy had a lot of good elbow runs and stuff like that. It's the way the games were designed was a lot different. So Street Fighter V, with the difference in the hit stun and the block stun, and just the overall design of it makes it so that the proximity normals, I think, are a lot more necessary. So, there was only 10 players at KIT for MVC3? That sucks, dude. That sucks. Remember when we used to do 4 of 7 for CVS1 Grand Finals? Oh, God, Saber. And you know what? I was the first person at Southern Hills Golfland to do 4:1s. Because I played the game and I was like, clearly this is the best. Clearly 4:1s is the best way to go. So I played Yuri, Vice, Cammy, and I can't remember who the last one I used. Benimaru. That was my team. I was the 4:1 guy. For the first tournament we went in there, I played 4:1s. And so once that started proliferating and everybody was doing 4:1s, dude, the match took freaking forever. Oh my God, it took forever. And then we had grand finals be 4 out of 7. Yeah, oh man, ugh, God. CVS2 Hibiki, yeah, she's pretty good. She's pretty good. I will say this, CVS2 and NorCal has always been exciting. As much as I'm kind of ranting about it and saying CVS2 was kind of boring, NorCal CVS2 was always exciting, was always the best. Those guys made the game amazing. It was so good. But outside of that, oh God, if you do East Coast CVS2, oh God. I mean, I saw, it was at Super Arcade, I saw Justin and Flo play a match of CVS2, and Justin ratio 1 Vega'd Flo's entire team. And Flo could never get in, and Justin just sat there and roundhouse anti-aired everything, and every time he got close, he flew off the wall, couldn't catch him, and he just ran away for 3 whole characters. And it was, there was also the very famous Justin Wong versus Steve Harrison match where the first character lost and the second characters came in and they both crouched back. And here's the thing, right? The character came in with the full one, the other character had low health, right? Character with low health had really no reason to beat up the other guy because then he would have gained more health back, right? And he didn't want to attack because he didn't want to take any damage because his character couldn't get in on Honda, right? So Justin just crouched there. Steve Harrison just crouched there. And they crouched for 99 seconds. They literally crouched for 99 seconds. There was literally no logical reason for either player to actually go in against each other. If Justin tried to go in on Honda, he would have taken too much damage, so he stayed back, right? And there was no reason for Honda to try to go in and do damage because if he actually damaged her and died right away because he had no life, she would gain most of that health back because you gain more health based off of how much timer you had left. So the more timer you had to gain more health. So if he went in and died, she would get all the health back anyway. So why would he want to just go in there and attack? So he just sat there and was like, you know what? I'd rather sit here and wait for you to come in at me so I can do damage to you and the timer will go to 0 and you'll gain none of that life back than to go and kill myself or anything like that. So I'm going to see if you come in at me. And Justin's like, I have no reason to come in at you. So they crouched there for 99 seconds on the opposite side of the screen. They crouched there for 99 seconds on the opposite side of the screen. Man, God. Ugh. Has there ever been a very distance variable to damage hit stun? I don't know what you mean by that, Tagman Inc. I don't know what that question is. Actually, you know what? Interestingly, Water Kirby, I never even thought about that. I didn't even think about that there might be some announcements at Evo Japan. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that. They didn't get the double DQ because Honda had no life, so he lost by timer. So Honda lost by life, and Sakura moved on to the next round, and then they both had full life, and then they fought again at that point in time. Shoutouts to Ghostwalk1211 with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think that match is actually online, Zezus. I'm not sure if it anywhere, if it is somewhere. I don't know if it actually is out there. Did Evo Japan? Yeah, Evo Japan announced a bunch of stuff last year. They did. So critical. And again, if you want to ask me questions, please type at jchensor in the chat. Or if you want to use those this weird bead thing down there at the bottom, you can use 380 of your points to highlight your message like this. Use at jchensor in chat to make sure you get my attention. Pew! There you go. So that's that way it works too. So wow. So V for Charlie says that he tried it from Utah to North Carolina and it worked. That's awesome. Okay. Was Street Fighter EX series a thing in the West Coast? Not really. At least not that I was aware of. I never really knew about an EX scene out here at all. So yeah, hopefully Evo Japan shows a trailer of Seth. That would make sense. That's true. Evo Japan is 2 weekends. Not this weekend, not the next weekend, but the weekend after that. So technically 3 weekends from now, although we're super close to this one right here. Why is Legendary Felicia stupid? I actually don't think she's that broken, Anime Lover. I think she works better in a non-Ascension deck. She works best in a like she would be more useful in a Grow deck than she is in an Ascension deck, because the problem is when you play her and ascend something else, a lot of times it pulls out 2 Ascension cards and they don't get ascended, and so basically they actually end up doing nothing. They're actually weakened versions. I actually honestly think Felicia would be more broken in non-Ascension decks than she would be in an Ascension deck. Because I made an Ascension deck and I put my Legendary Felicia in there and I had all my cards out there. None of them were Ascension ones, so I couldn't use any of my other things that required 3 Ascensions, and I was like, I can't do anything. And I finally got a Felicia. I was like, finally, I'm going to use her and ascend something so I can build up the Ascension stats. And I played her and she randomly pulled out 2 Ascension cards, including my Legendary Karen, and threw her out there, and so they weren't ascended, and I was like, what the hell? And I was super mad about that. So how's my Lucia going? My Lucia's going okay. I haven't played her that much because every time I tried to play her online, it was awful experience and it made me very sad. So I haven't really been able to have a chance to play her much. I haven't played her offline much either. So it is what it is right now. It's not strong and it's not weak. I clearly know what I'm doing with the character, and I'll be hovering around the Ultra Gold Platinum level for a very, very long time. But I won't be getting past that at any point in time soon because I just don't play enough with her, unfortunately. Atomic Number says, how's it going? I'm training for a half marathon at Evo in Nevada. Whoa! It's going to be at midnight near the Area 51 highway. You want to run 13 miles? Whew, no. No, I don't. Because I need sleep. I need sleep at Evo. Papalico asks, and I already talked about this on the Chen reaction portion of this, how will Capcom react to this person mod that the online better for Street Fighter V? We don't know yet, but I do think it forces their hand. There's absolutely zero way they can pretend it doesn't exist. If they do, we riot, right? We can yell. If they say they're not going to do anything about it, we can riot. We can yell. I think that if I were Capcom, I think the only choice is to try to implement something yourself that's similar to the fix so that you can roll it out to the PC and PS4. I really think that's their only course of action. So I really hope that that's what they do. They could ignore it, but like I said, I think that gives us all carte blanche to kind of be very, very mad about it. I really do think we can be super mad about it. So also the other thing too is that I can't run very well, have very flat feet. I think I've mentioned this before. When I get out of the swimming pool and I walk on the floor, you see the full footprint instead of the arch leaving the little gap over there. I have very flat feet, and it makes it so that it hurts when I run. In order for me to do a marathon, I would have to go and get some, orthopedics and, make sure I find the perfect shoe for me, etc., like that. So I'm sure I can go to like a New Balance store or something like that, and they could find the right shoes for me and stuff like that. I just haven't done done any of that yet. So you recently read my Capcom versus SNK fact. That's cool. Was it 1 or 2, Altered Beastie? Because if you read number 2, that means you started probably 6 months ago. So SF5 server is updating the 14th. I hope they don't ban the patch. If they do that, that would be terrible. I don't think they're going to fix it. Bizarro Mike said someone significant at Capcom is aware now of the patch. Okay, good, good. I hope he's right. I mean, he's not at Capcom anymore, but I'm sure he still talks to a lot of people there and stuff. So, rollback netcode will be the standard. It will be the standard at one point in time. We won't have the flat earther anti-rollback netcode people out there anymore. Am I going to be commentating at Evo Japan? Not sure yet. It's coming up pretty soon. No, actually, you know, I don't know if we can say anything about that yet. And to be honest with you, whether I'm commentating there or not, I'm probably not allowed to say yet. And honestly, I only really found out like maybe a couple days ago. Anyway, that's how it works. Do you think that Seth is the last character? I hope not. And I don't think that this is... I don't think... If a lot of people are saying Street Fighter 6 in 2021. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think Street Fighter 5 will still keep going in 2021. And I'd rather have that happen anyway. Because Street Fighter 5 certainly could have used one more year of baking before it came out. So whatever year they plan to release Street Fighter 6, push it back 1 year and then release it. I'm willing to wait, especially because I really do like how Street Fighter 5 is going right now. So I really do enjoy the game a lot right now. I do not believe 2020 is the last year of Street Fighter 5, VS Fernandez. I really, really do. Where and when was that pic of you and David that you used for YouTube show taken? It was at a Texas Showdown. It was a Texas Showdown that it was taken. It's a great picture. I want to get a new picture. For reasons or another, I don't want to use that picture anymore. But it is a great picture. But reasons I don't want to use that picture anymore. So, any other questions? Is there a fighting game mechanic that has not been implemented in the game that you would like to see or would be cool? That's a tough one, actually. Because I've come up with a lot of crazy mechanics in my brain. Man, if I've only had the chance to make my own fighting game. The stuff that I could do, dude. Oh, man, I want to make some crazy-ass fighting games. I want to make some good-ass fighting games, man. I want to make some good-ass fighting games. They wouldn't be simple. They wouldn't be beginner-friendly, I'll tell you that much. They would definitely not be beginner-friendly. Body damage, limb damage, probably too complicated. Dude, if they fix the netcode and add the Cabre, I would just prefer to play Street Fighter 5 instead of SF6. Serlin's SF4 concept had some crazy mechanics. Oh, yeah, yeah. You're talking about the time rewind thing, right? The time rewind stuff? Mekshen, that one video where they had like the replay thing in the corner and, you know, he did the upper gun, he could replay the time image thing. Is that what you're talking about, Mekshen? Is that what you're talking about, Mekshen? Guess who made that video, Mekshen? Guess who edited that video for David Serlin? Guess who he asked to make that video and did all the editing for? Because, you know, they were known as a combo video maker. Damn straight was me. I made that video. I made that video. I'm everywhere. I am everywhere. People have no idea how much of my influence is scattered throughout all of the fighting game community. I am everywhere. Oh, man. Someone showed me a video they put on the internet about the Duck Sanford match. And one of the sources they linked was this video that summarized the entire Duck Sanford 1st to 7 Guess who made that video? Guess who's the person who was responsible for giving everybody that scene of Sanford mashing the buttons and going, "Ugh!" Guess who's responsible for that? Someone else filmed it, but guess who made that video? Guess who made that video? Let me think about that one. Cats are awesome. Cats are awesome. What's the difference between Kame and Decabre? Very different. At least in Street Fighter 4, they played very, very different from each other. Very different. Do I have kids in Costa Rica? Little did you know, Bill Hicks. My cats are super friendly. Yes, I did the X-Men versus Street Fighter video, yes, with the Gwen Stefani song. And to this day, some people still say it's one of the best trailers ever made because it's just like the editing, the excitement, and the way that I synced everything to the music and all that stuff like that. Who's the most spoiled? This guy. This guy is spoiled, dude. I give him belly rubs and shit all the time, dude. This cat is so spoiled, dude. Reported. That's fair. Okay, let me see here. So yeah, Dogface was a big fan of X-Men versus Street Fighter. He ran the X-Men versus Street Fighter side tournament he ran the X-Men versus Street Fighter tournament at a side tournament at Evo, and he asked me to make a trailer for him.
What an amazing time.
Oh, there it is. Oh, but why is it playing on that? That is weird. What's a WMV format? What the hell plays this? Ah, this does play it. Nice. Okay, okay. Let's see here. We'll shrink this to this size over here. Video, zoom, original. There we go. Wow, this thing is so small. God, these videos I used to make, this video is 360 by 240. This video is 360 by 240. All right. This was the trailer that I made. Let me know if you guys can hear this. I'm going to turn down the Street Fighter 5 background.
Foot submission. Oh,
I was also king of the stinger. I always put a stinger at the end of everything that I did. I put a stinger at the end of everything I did, man. Let me see here. God, really one of these days I should just go through all these videos, man. Just so you guys can see all the crazy stuff that I used to do. Oh, man. Oops, that's not what I want to do. God, I've output all these things in freaking WMV back in the day, man. This was actually the best format a long time ago. It was crazy, dude. It's actually crazy. Let's see here. This video I've always enjoyed just because I love the background music that I used for this. So if anybody can actually accurately tell me what the background music for this is, you will win a prize. Though I'm sure a lot of people probably will be able to recognize this. It's becoming one, DJ Blues. It wasn't supposed to be. Real media sucked. QuickTime did suck too.
How many out there room for Doug? The old school Marvel. The original line-throwing band. East Coast, are you gonna be any no more?
That's how they did it, dude. They sat on the floor. Hey, look, it's Chris Matrix. This is Vegas. APOC. This was game number 1. Dick. Great camera work, by the way, by Derek DeSalles. If you ever see the night vision, that's me. That's literally me recording sitting on the stage. This cat! Josh Wigfall. Jaha was considered big back then too. He's just bigger now. Arturo Sanchez, actual young Art. The interesting thing about this video, man, like, you guys don't even know. You guys don't even know the kind of shit that I did when I edited this video. Like, I can show you so many tricks, and this is actually why I've always considered myself to be an amazing editor. I've always considered myself a really good editor. I wanted to start this video with the line that Chris Lee has here that he says, "It's not about the hate, it's about the hype." So again, all this nighttime footage is shot about me. So I have this footage here of these two sitting down. I wanted to show the handshake when Chris Lee says this, right? Not about the hate, it's about the hype. So I edit. That's not actually when Chris Lee said that. It was not when they did this handshake. I did it. I matched them here. But the thing about it is, later on, I go back in time and do more stuff. And because I did more stuff, I just edited this scene in here of Duck standing up. Like, why did I do that? Why did I put that in there? Was solely just to make everything fit together. Because I cut away, and when I cut back to them, Duck is standing up over there off to the side, right? You see Duck standing there off to the side over here? So I made sure to edit a scene of him standing up just so in your brain he's standing up now, that it's not jarring that he's over there. When I actually first edited it and I didn't have that stand up, the transition of Duck from the floor to over there was jarring. And so I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to fix that. And then when Chris Lee says, "How many of y'all out there rooting for Sanford?" Right? When he says that, he actually doesn't say it here. I waited till he put his microphone to his mouth, and I dubbed in this line here. Because there's this big long pause before he actually says that, and it took too long, so I cut it out a little bit. And so I edited it in there, and then I edited them all cheering over here and stuff like that. And see, and then the cool part is, like, see, now Duck is standing the whole time. He does that whole thing where he does the boxing pose and everything, and he sits down, and that's when they shake hands. But that doesn't fit the flow of the video properly. So I spliced it up into a different order. The other thing that I like is all the night vision stuff is me recording from my camcorder. All the color stuff is Derek DeSelle's recording on his super fancy camera. But the way that I cut between the two, I love the way that I cut between the two. Like, watch when Duck does the stretch here. Watch when he does the boxing stuff here, like this. And then I swap over to the finished boxing in the other view to show him to sit down. I like, this is why I used to make combo videos. I'm really good at this. I didn't switch cameras after the action or before the action. I switched it in between, during the action, and it made it flow that much better. You know, it makes it flow that much better. And like when you actually, and like I purposely took scenes of them looking frustrated, you know, this part over here, and then like I purposely spliced in 2 parts where the coaches are talking to each other, because I wanted to give the impression that this thing was just been going forever, and like how much that these guys are like stressing out and stuff like that. So like this was all in Adobe After Effects. This was all Adobe After Effects. I used to love making trailers and stuff like this all the time. But this, again, this is all Derek DeSales. This camera work is brilliant. Like, he zooms in on the face, pans over to Sanford, zooms in on the eyes. It's so good. Like, that whole thing is so good. But then even when you watch, like, when Duck throws off his shirt over here, like, he throws off his shirt over here, the cut, you see the shirt land in the crowd, pan over, you see Sanford, you see him stretch, cut back during the stretch, like not after the stretch, but like I cut back during the stretch, and you can see Sanford over here, and then I switch to Viscant over there and stuff like that. You know, it's just, and then I gave everybody that shot of Sanford, etc., etc. I was just, I mean, like, honestly, like, I really did feel like I was super, super good at editing back in the day. So, this one is on YouTube. It's on Tony Cannon's YouTube, and I think it might be on the official Evo channel as well. I plan to upload, I have so many combo videos. You guys don't even know the history that I have. I have an external hard drive sitting right here. See this external hard drive right here? See this hard drive right there? Oh yeah. Trust me, I did that on purpose too. But if I just do this here, I'll show you guys this. One of these days, I'm just gonna have to do a history episode where I just go through everything that I have, dude. I'll just have to go through everything that I have here. So here's my hard drive. So that's this, My Book I. So if I go into My Book I over here, I have this folder called Storage over here, right? So let's go into Storage over here. And trust me, I don't have anything on here that's embarrassing. I'm not going to expose myself to something weird on here. So Storage, and then if I go to Video, and then if I go to Video Game Multimedia, I've got documents over here. I've got game previews. So I have like all these old Capcom Fighting All-Star videos. I've got Choo Choo Rocket. I've even got a DDR. I don't even know why I have this. Perfect plays. These are from other games and whatever like that. A lot of pictures. Theater, like one-up show stuff about different things and everything. Unsorted videos. I didn't know how to categorize these, or I didn't categorize them. But here's a bunch of matches from a tournament called Absolution that took place in 2004. Here's a bunch of Cho tournament footage. Here's Guilty Gear Xrd Reload. There are 133 videos in here. You saw the Choo Choo Rocket. They have Mark of the Wolves videos. I have 4 over here. They have Senko no Ronde match videos over here. I have Super Turbo Acho footage. Third Strike videos. I've got 33 over here. Ayanami Lilith made combo videos. This is not actually Bang the Machine. These are the trailer preview clips that came out. Boss made a bunch of combo videos. Bug Rave made a bunch of combo videos. Capcom Fighting Evolution. Here's Kinha matches, official Capcom videos, random combo videos, random matches. This is Kim, who now works at Capcom. He made a bunch of CVS2 videos. There's a DVT Storm 2, EX Groove Infinites, Fighters Cafe, a French site, Harvest, Japanese casual matches, tournaments, Justifin Kanagawa, Mem combos, Namanonaki, which is David Dial, Playtown Rook, random combo videos, random matches, SBO qualifiers, Sunnyvale Golfland tournaments, Xbox Live, Zero Crew, Zero Blue, combo videos, Storm videos, combovideos.com. Which was a website that was started by Tragic a long time ago. Dark Templars made a bunch of videos. Desk, a bunch of old Desk videos. DJB13, Family Fun Arcade, MVC2, and some Third Strike matches here. I've got Fatal Fury 3 random matches, Fighters.net. A bunch of people who worked on God of War were a part of Fighters.net. GameCombos.com, another one that, I think this one was the one that Tragic made. Oh, Tragic made that one. Combo Videos was made by Madge. Madge made that one, Magestros. Game Trailers, Game Wave, Guilty Gear. This is my Guilty Gear obsession. I watch so much XX, Reload, and Slash videos. I have so much stuff over here. There's a UCLA tournament. Here's a bunch of my stuff. Kamui and Mopreme. True story, Kamui is Adam Dietz. Adam Dietz and his brother Samuel Dietz worked on the Castlevania anime that is on Netflix right now, and on Seis Manos, which is also on Netflix right now. Kamui, Adam Dietz is his real name, so the Castlevania cartoon was made partly by some fighting game people. Yeah, it's actually really cool. King of the Fighters, King of Fighters. It's King of Fighters, James, not King of the Fighters. God. KYSG, My Combo, Personal Combo God. Lezard, Liquid Metal, Mario Kart DS stuff. A bunch of MVC2 stuff, including 2 videos called No Skill that I think Flo created that he didn't think anybody had anymore until I was like, you mean these videos? And he was like, what the hell? You have these videos? Yeah, Magnetro, of course, does all the... Meikyo Sisui, which was the best combo videos for MVC2, the best MVC2 combo video makers for the time. Mike Z did a bunch of combo videos. He was obsessed with MVC2 and Guilty Gear combo videos. A bunch of Mortal Kombat stuff. Neo Geo Battle Coliseum. NKI. Orichinagi. Persona used to make combo videos. Psychodo. Cyrec has like the crazy CVS2 thing that's like every character, and like each of these videos are like crazy long and stuff like this. I've got even a Samurai Showdown Tenka video. What the hell? I've got random Senga Shoryuken.com, Sonic Hurricane, a bunch of Street Fighter Alpha 3 stuff, Third Strike. Look at all this Third Strike stuff I have. And see, this is the worst part, is I have a reputation for hating Third Strike. I used to love watching Third Strike. I watched so much Third Strike back in the day. Man, this was before Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. This collection was before Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. So this is Super Turbo, Tekken 5, Tosaka, Tyrannom Tournament, Vampire stuff, X-Men versus Street Fighter over here. X-Men Next Dimension. How many people actually remember X-Men Next Dimension, dude? How many people actually even remember that game? I actually made a combo video for that because a friend of mine worked on that game, and he really wanted me to make a combo video for it to showcase the game. So I actually made a combo video for it. It was on PS2 and Xbox One, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, you know who I'm talking about, Saber. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this thing here. Star Wars Teräs.
Mutants, the children of the atom. Men and women granted power beyond measure. Mankind, not understanding these gifts of evolution, have chosen to meet them with persecution and death. There are those mutants that agree with the humans that this world is too small for both species, and that one shall, by necessity, be forever stricken from the face of the earth.
It's weird that it keeps doing that weird sizing thing. I don't know what's wrong with
A
it.
world wherein man and mutant coexist in peace. They're providing a much-needed balance to an all-too fragile world. To that end, I have assembled those men and women willing to fight for that peace, to defend the world that fears and hates them. To that end, I, Professor Charles Xavier,
Whoops,
assembled...
sorry. I was trying to read the chat.
Hurt so good, didn't it, darling?
Not sure why they gave Mystique a gun, but she has one.
You're not worth my time.
I totally forgot I did a Gambit combo on this one.
Pick a card. Pick a
Oh,
card.
Mystique had a gun, huh? Okay, okay. This game was really buggy too. The combo meter would go up and down and all sorts of things like that. So I had to make sure the combos that I did not bug the combo meter. This one I couldn't make it work unless I whiffed that button there, and God, there was so many weird things I had to do. And then this combo. Yep, this is a real combo. This is a legit combo. Required the perfect distancing.
Be careful, my children, and good luck.
Yeah, so that was that. Anyway. Oh my God. Oops. They announced the server maintenance, but I doubt it. It's like a 1 hour server maintenance, Saber, so I don't think it's the same thing. So, the Asian Angels combo video? I'm not sure which ones those are actually. But yeah, I have so much stuff. I have so much history in my home. It's crazy how much fighting game history I have here, dude. Which Evo trailer I made was my favorite? Oh, geez, that's a tough one. Probably the Saul Williams, the Nike Spark training one. Just because I had so much control over doing that one, and I love the song, and I just think the energy in that one was really good. I also really did like because I mean the thing about it is the ones that I made, like you can actually see it progress from not having any player footage to being more and more about the players as each one went. So I'm just naturally going to be a little bit more fond of the ones that had better player, showing the players and stuff like that. So Dr. Koo GGXX combo videos? I'm not sure, actually. That doesn't sound familiar to me. I really should upload a bunch of these stuffs. I used to make all the Evo intros, too. In fact, probably my favorite video that I've ever made outside of the two-hit combo video was the Street Fighter 4 intro that I made for Evo in 2009. Because I just, oh God, the way that I made this trailer, like I had a vision for it, and when I created it, it just ended up so, this intro is on YouTube. This intro is definitely on YouTube. It's on my old YouTube on jchensor. But this one was easily one of my favorite, yeah, it's original already. One of my favorite intros that I've ever made. One of my favorite videos that I've ever made. And you know what? I'll re-show a lot of these if I do another retrospective, because I didn't give anyone a warning that I was doing this, so I'll do this again, but... Oh wait, this is not the intro that I need. This is the actual intro. Hang on a second. But indestructible is not a bad thing. Indestructible, gonna keep it going. Indestructible, nothing's gonna stop me now. Indestructible, gonna keep it going. Oh shoot, it got stuck in the wrong thing again. Stop! Why do you keep opening up WMVs in the freaking, in Winamp of all things? Winamp of all things. Alright, let me start this over again. This is easily one of my favorite things that I've ever created. And in fact, so much to the point that I had an audience reaction to it at the tournament itself. So here we go. And I still remember, too, that when it was revealed that it was drawing out the Ryu like that, the audience gasped. They were actually like, oh, it was actually super cool, and I just killed one of my cameras. Damn it. I killed the wrong thing. A video, Logitech, camera over here. I'm going to have to repaste it now. Yeah. That was one of my favorite things that I've ever made. I was like so happy with the way that turned out. It was so cool. Okay. All right, let's do that. And there we go. All right, back in place. Throw that down. background over here. There we go. All right. Okay. We're back in business. Back in business. So there you go. Oh, man. The Evo 2009 top 8 footage. It's out there somewhere. For sure. It's out there. They couldn't find him? Is that why they had to get the new? I actually really like that. The ultimate Street Fighter. Like, I love that, dude. That was super cool, dude. That was super cool. I like that announcer. And it's so sad they never even got the indestructible to keep going, dude. But yeah, I used to do a bunch of those intros and stuff like that. So, oh, the top 8 isn't easy to find. Interesting. Okay. I hope you guys could hear that. Just sitting here and all of a sudden I just hear this meow and I was just like, what the? Oh, was that the year that IGN had it? That was the year that IGN had it, huh? I don't remember what year IGN had all that stuff like that. Seth and Adam Sessler. I'm doing editing right now. It's just the editing that I do is super boring. I think they lost the rights to it. I just don't think they renewed the rights to it, and so they just didn't use it anymore. Editing is a lot easier now, but here's the thing, Atomic Number. I see a lot of editing these days, and I actually hate the way a lot of things are edited because I really do feel like I have a vision for it that a lot of people don't. That I understand the flow of things, that I understand the timing of things and how you want things to craft and weave a narrative story and everything like that. Like when I used to do all the intros for Evo, there would always be like this theme across all of the videos. So for that 2009, the Street Fighter 4 intro was about art, was about painting. And if you actually watch all the other intros, one's about dancing, one's about music, one's about the art of war, one is about the art of cooking, one was about the art of... I basically had a theme across all of the intros for that year, basically. So yeah, wine, dude, Naleb remembers. That's right. I had one that was about wine. The one that was about music was the Soul Calibur one, and it was so awful because I was making it in the middle of the night before I had to travel to Evo because I was having so much trouble making it work, and I was trying to finish it at the last second. Ugh. No, Art of War was not Ayumi Hamasaki. No, that was not that one. Man. Yeah, that's right. SD had wine because it gets better over time. That's right. I did not contribute to the Versus books back in the 90s, but I know a lot of people, most of the people who did, I know all of them. So, you know, no shock there or anything like that. So, MVC2 Shawshank intro. Which one was the Shawshank intro? What the hell is the Shawshank intro? The hell is the Shawshank intro one? You talking about the Bill Wellman yelling one, or are you talking about the Art of War one that I did for MVC2? The Art of War one was fun to create. Oh, Super NCR. Yeah, that was not me. That was not me. So, that was not me. Oh, man. But, yeah, there's a lot of... I miss doing a lot of that stuff. Bill Wellman was an MVC2 intro that I made that just starts with Bill Wellman. That's all it does. It just starts with him. I can't even remember what year. Alpha 2 Guide, I did not. I might have done one thing, but I don't remember now. I don't remember now. 2010. Why don't I see my 2010 intro videos here? Is it all in output over here? Oh no, because 2010 is too late. That's right. Shoot, where was that? That one was before. That's right. That's right. MVC. Is this the Bill Wellman one? This one was, yeah, this is the Bill Wellman one. This one's like really goofy because there's actually no gameplay footage in it, but it's just, it's so amusing. Yeah, that's good old Bill Wellman yelling in the background over there. So this is Bill Wellman yelling it up over here. Smooth Viper! Oh, remix. Desmond, yikes! Remix. Oh.
Gentleman's wager now, and they use the last gentleman's true sport right here, Marvel Scap.
Ski Sonic! Man, that's like a who's who video right there. Jesus. And you know who that was? Who was saying that? The last gentleman's sport? Do you know who that was? Who was talking about that? That's Willie P. That's Walter. That's the guy who actually does... David actually just gave him FGC Member of the Year. He was one of the top 3 up there. That's Walter Padilla, who was who's doing a lot of the NetherRealm, the NRS tournaments and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, like, you should see all these people. He was one of the first... commentators ever. Yeah, that's Willie P. That's Walter Padilla right there. So, oh man, my good acting. I've always felt like I've had good acting too. I've always felt like I've had good acting. I mean, you've seen it in all the freaking the Phoenix Wright games, right? So. Yeah, Ski Sonic went to NYU on Daigo scholarship. Unfortunately, the negativity and hatred in the FGC kind of drove him out of commentary because he just became that guy that everybody wanted to talk trash about. And that was it. And he disappeared. That was it, basically. Yeah, Stream Chat basically drove him out of commentary, dude. It sucked. He was good. He was a great commentator, but... I mean, there was a couple of things that, you know, obviously everybody has stuff that they could work on. But I think one of the hardest parts was that Ski Sonic fought back against a lot of the stream chat, which kind of reinforced and doubled down their hatred and stuff like that. And it sucks, dude. It sucks, dude. Yep. It's the way it works, man. It's the way it works. It's where that toxicity comes in sometimes, man. And you just gotta handle that kind of situation. So, but I mean, we just watched a bunch of videos. I'll have to rewatch them again in another official stream where I actually go through a bunch of these videos and stuff like that. So, Dogface is amazing, dude. Dogface, not only is he amazing, he's one of the nicest guys. I should rewatch the Dogface show on stream one of these days. I should rewatch all the Dogface show episodes that I have. How many Dogface show episodes do I have over here? I've got all of episode 1. Where's the rest of them? Jeez, where do I have the rest of them? Shoot. Video game multimedia. So I have this here. Shoot. Where do I have all my dog face show stuff? Oh, God. Hi. Hi. Huh. Hi. 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 What's going on, Nathan? Oh, you're going to be messing with my camera again? You messing with my camera again? Oh, oh. God, I don't know where all the dog face show stuff is anymore. This is actually kind of terrifying to me that I don't know where all of it is. Oh yeah, that's right, because you edited one of them, didn't you? You edited one of them, didn't you, Saber? Oh, Cigar Bob did. That's right. That's what it was. Oh, Cigar Bob was the one when he edited it. I kept yelling at him all the time because I was mad about how he did the editing. That's right. I remember now. And I think at one point in time, he really freaking hated me because I was like that super annoying like auteur who was like, no, you must do this properly. And like he didn't like change the camera view enough and all this stuff like this. And I got all mad about it. I was like, no, you lingered on this camera view too long. You need to change it up. Da, 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 da. Like, no, seriously, like I was an asshole, dude. I was such an asshole for that. Oh, God, that's so funny. Why do I only have episode 1? Where the hell is all my dog face show? Oh, man. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Episode 2, episode 3. Got it. Okay, okay. Here we go. Here we go. There's all this stuff over here. Episode 4, episode 5, dog face show Evo, dog face show Fanatic. Yeah, I have a bunch of dog face show stuff here. Okay, okay, cool, 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 cool. So I do have a bunch of dog face show stuff over here. So one of these days I'm going to have to just watch these all again. So I'm sure he did tell you about it, Saber. I'm sure he was like, fuck James Chen, man. Fuck this guy. Like, what an asshole, dude. Like, I'm sure he hated me for it, dude, because I was such an asshole at that time. But I wanted perfection. I wanted the perfection. Oh, man. Dramatic Nathan and Jasmine movie trailer. There you go. Have him running from explosions. Happy New Year, Amanda. How you doing? How you doing? All right. So yeah, well, there was. You missed all of the nostalgia just now, Amanda. You have to go and watch. You have to go watch a bunch of that old stuff in there. You have to watch the archives at this point in time. I mean, I'm looking a little thinner, but we'll see how long this lasts here because I don't know. I have a weird suspicion about something, and my medical situation sucks. And I need to get a renewed prescription on some medicine that I have, and I can't anymore because healthcare sucks and freaking stupid ass healthcare. I hate healthcare in this country, dude. It's the absolute worst thing ever, dude. Oh man. But yeah, that's right. And I just did the Evo. I'm sorry, the new Tuesday show intro, right? I just did that, although that was a very simple, straightforward intro that I did, but David seemed to really like it, so David seemed to really enjoy that. One of these days, I'll show the 2-hit combo on here as well, but keep in mind, guys, that the 2-hit combo video is 21 minutes and 45 seconds long, so if we sat down and watched it, we would be watching it for like 21 minutes. It's a blood sugar medication, DJ Blues. I have blood sugar medication because I have a high blood sugar And my doctor asked me to come in so that he can renew it or check to see if I still needed it. But I can't see the doctor anymore because he's out of network. Even though I signed up for a freaking PPO, the whole point of PPO is that they still gave you small coverage on out-of-network doctors. That's the whole point. Not full coverage, but at least some coverage. So I picked a PPO so that I can do that, except for some reason, this healthcare that I've chosen has absolutely zero out-of-network coverage, even though they listed themselves as a PPO. And, of course, our country is so stupid that when you sign up for this healthcare like this, you can't just cancel it and change to another healthcare. You need to have some sort of life-altering thing. Like, you have to, like, it's not just like, I don't like this healthcare, bye, let me grab this other one. You're fucking stuck with the healthcare for a whole fucking year. You can't change it. If I cancel it, I can't get healthcare for the rest of the year. It is the stupidest piece of shit ever. It is so dumb. Dude, you don't even understand how angry it makes me. How much healthcare pisses me off, dude. It's so fucking bullshit, dude. Ugh. It is absolutely a scam, and whoever came up with the concept of the deductible is the most evil human being on the planet, because then no matter what cost of plan that you buy, if you need a major surgery, you're spending that money anyway. Deductible forces you to gamble on your own health. You are rolling the dice and saying, I'm not going to get hurt this year. I am going to get hurt this year. That's all the deductible is there for, is to make sure that if some major thing happens to you, you still fit most of the bill, right? Because if I pay for the cheaper, if I pay for the bronze plan of healthcare, I have this gigantic, like $6,000 deductible, right? That I have to pay first before they start covering anything. So if I don't see the doctor at all, then I'm fine. But if I get injured, I pay $6,000 first. And then if I pay for the gold plan, which you pay more for the month and you have no deductible, but now you're paying more per month, so you're spending that money anyway. There's no way to avoid spending the money when you have major surgery in the United States. They came up with a way to guarantee that if you have any sort of major operation, medical emergency, that you will fit most of the bill so that they don't have to cover any of it. That is the US healthcare that we have right now. Dude, seriously, like, it pisses me off so much. You don't understand how much it, like, when I found out I couldn't see that doctor that was out of network, I was screaming. I was literally legit in my car just going, yeah! I was so mad because I was so angry, dude. Oh, God, it's so mad, dude. Oh, God, it just drives me nuts. Yeah, seriously, dude. Fuck government healthcare, dude. It's so stupid, dude. It drives me so angry, dude. I can't... Dude, you don't even know, man. You don't even know. I don't talk about who I want to vote for and stuff like that a lot on this stream or on Twitter or anything like that, but fucking Medicare for all. That's all I'm going to say, dude. That's all I'm going to say is Medicare for all, dude. It's your fucking health. It's your fucking health, dude. Everybody, that is a right of life right there, that you should be able to take care of yourself that way. You know what I mean? It doesn't, you shouldn't have to fucking do all, anyways. Ugh. I don't even have a dentist. I can't see a dentist. I don't have a dental plan. I don't have a vision plan. Because that adds more to my cost, and I can't afford it. I literally can't afford dental and vision plan right now. And I need glasses right now, too. So I got to figure out a way to get glasses, and it's not going to be cheap. I'll probably have to run to Costco. I already spent over $100 just to get an eye exam. Just to get an eye exam. Thank you, Instant Riot, for the subscription. I've already had to suck my nuts, Instant Riot, since this is now turned into an uncensored episode. Oh, was that a gift sub? Thank you, Tap2GG, for the gift sub. Thank you for suck my nuts, Tap2GG. I mean, literally, I had to pay $100 and some for just to check my vision, just so I can give it to somebody else. So that now I have to pay like over $100 for glasses, probably, because it's such a ripoff. I'm gonna see if I can go to Costco. I don't have a Costco card, unfortunately. It'd be nice to actually get one. So. I mean, the worst thing about it is, like, last year I didn't have health insurance, and I just thought to myself, if anything like that, if anything major happened to me, I would just die. Like, that was literally me the entirety of last year. I was like, if anything happens to me, I'm just gonna die. Like, that's just it. I'd just rather die than to live in this stupid scam. But you just can't do it. You have to be a part of it. You can't avoid the scam, right? You literally can't avoid the scam. Yeah, unless I go to Canada, dude. Trust me. Jackie has always been like, James, you should move to Toronto. James, you should move to Toronto. And I'm just sitting here like, I should move to Toronto. I should move to Toronto. And trust me, every time Jackie sees me, he's like, James, you should move to Toronto. And I'm like, yeah, I really should. I really should move to Toronto. Car insurance is another scam, dude. Ugh, God. It's ridiculous, dude. It's so ridiculous. The Chris Tucker picture. Oh, man. Yeah, I know. The problem with it is being in LA is too advantageous, right? There's a lot of opportunities that you get here that you just don't get elsewhere. Ugh. You can't live without a car in Southern California. You can, but it's expensive. It's expensive. So, fortunately for me, I had to buy a new car. Unfortunately for me, I had to buy a new car recently because my previous car got totaled. Fortunately, I got a lot back from that car, so I was able to help cover for a good chunk of the car that I got. And then my parents helped me out with the car, so now I'm basically just like paying my parents for the car right now, and so they're keeping my car payments very low right now to help me survive, basically. So, oh, dude, well, so here's the thing, Lionheart Rar, I could get a job right now, probably pretty easily, back to coding. Shout outs to DJ Blues for the continued subscription as well. I suck my nuts, DJ Blues. I could get a job right now as a programmer if I just sat down, practiced again, and got good at it again. Probably not too bad. I was a very good programmer at the time. The problem is, I know my heart's not into it right now, and I know I want to do everything I can to see this FGC thing through, and I still feel like I'm in a unique position that I can actually affect things. Like, I feel like I'm in a position that I do bring in new viewers, that I am one of the best at explaining fighting games to new people, that I am one of the people who's the best at the stories, the history, making sure the players seem human, right? That's one of my focuses when I commentate. The reason why I talk about what they're feeling and thinking all the time, or the reason why I try to talk about the stories about them, because I try to make the players as human as possible. And I feel like that's one of the most unique aspects of my commentary, and I feel like it's one of the most important things to me about commentary is making the players human. You want to root for these guys. You want, oh, thank you, Anonymous, for the funds. Dang, okay. I always feel bad about this. Like, I did this on Twitter today. Like, I tweeted about, like, not having a copy of Street Fighter V, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, I'll gift it to you, I'll gift it to you, I'll gift it to you, I'll gift it to you. And I was like, no, this is not why I'm tweeting about this. I don't complain about this stuff because I'm like, please give me money. Like, that's not the way it works, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Shish. So, that was me destroying a baby. Shout outs to Rennick, by the way. Speaking of more Arizona people, Saber. That was Rennick made that video of me flipping a table and added the baby to it so that I squashed the baby. I did cry at an event, dude. I've cried at multiple events, dude. Oh, man. That Chensor Dynasty bow? What? Oh, the bow. Yes, the bow. It is an honor. Yeah, I've definitely cried at Evo before because it just gets me so emotional, dude. It just gets me... Dude, you know what? Speaking of crying, it makes me actually really sad. Evo Japan is the same weekend as Lunar New Year, and I might have just accidentally spoiled something, but Evo Japan is the same weekend as Lunar New Year. So this is actually going to be the first Lunar New Year in like maybe 2 decades that I'm not going to be able to spend it with my parents. I've had the big Chinese New Year's dinner with my parents every single year, and I'm not going to be able to this year. So it makes me really, really, really sad, and it hurts. But they understand that I need to make money, dude. I need to make the money. So. Dude, oh God, when Tokido said that, dude, like I lost it. Like you could, I even said, like when I looked at Sejam and I was like, why did Tokido have to say that? That was legit me being angry at Tokido saying that because I didn't want to cry. And Sejam can confirm when we were commentating, right before he said that, I was already just kind of like a little weepy. I was a little, moist-eyed, and I was like, but I'll be okay. And then Tokido was like, I just have one thing to say. Fighting games are something so great. And as soon as he said that, I fucking lost it, dude. Like, God, see, I'm getting emotional now just thinking about it. Every time I think about that, I get emotional about it. And he said that, and I fucking lost it, dude. Like, it just went from, like, moist-eyed to just, like, pow! And then I was just, like, head on the table, and I was just, like, the waterworks were going everywhere, dude. It was crazy. Fucking Tokido. Why did he have to say that, dude? Why did Tokido have to say that, dude? Oh, God. Dude, I cried so much with the GamerBee thing too. Oh God, when GamerBee lost that, I cried so bad. It was like watching Rocky 1, dude. It was like watching Rocky 1 when GamerBee lost that one. It was so crazy, dude. Oh God, it was so hard. I was crying for like an hour after that one. I couldn't stop crying. The year after the Something So Great, I cried when Hungrybox won Melee and he collapsed on the stage. I cried forever there, and I had to like gather myself and dry all my tears before Street Fighter V started. Scar and Toph were just laughing at me because they're like, we're not even crying, and you're crying about Hungrybox winning. Oh, man. Oof. Yeah, well, it's not even just that, Hideo Kojima. The way that I've explained it to everybody, the reason why I cried it, because he had won. Remember, he won Evo 2000. He won Evo 2000 in CVS 2, and he's won other games at Evo before. And so it's not like he hasn't gotten an Evo championship. But like I said to David on the Tuesday show, like Tokido could have fucking cured cancer. He could have created like space travel if he wanted to. Like, that's how amazing this guy is. And he chose to spend all of his time in fighting games, right? And so for me, with fighting games, I feel like a lot of times I'm leading people to their death with fighting games because my job is to make fighting games great and appealing because I love them. And so I lure all these people in here who are like, James, how do I become a pro fighting game player? And I'm like, you don't. Like, I want to get sponsored. And I'm like, don't even think about that right now. Go to school. Kind of, oh, what's up, Bizarro Mike? What's going on? And stuff like that. So part of me feels like I'm kind of like the Pied Piper of death, that I'm leading all these people to the fighting game community, basically for them to all suffer and like skip school to try to become this great player and then fail and have nothing to show for it, And so when someone like Tokido, who dedicated his life to this and he gets that win, and he says fighting games are something so great, that means to him it was worth it. That means for him the journey, the passion, the hobby, the existence of the fighting game community is worth it. freaking Tokido, dude. I always joke that even though I wasn't playing, Tokido bodied me anyway. You know, it's tough because, you know, I've spent so much of my life on this. And, you know, part of me sometimes wonders to myself, did I fuck myself over too? Did I screw myself over too? Maybe I could have a family right now. Maybe I could have kids. Maybe I could be super wealthy doing some crazy job somewhere else and doing all this wonderful stuff. Maybe I screwed myself over too, but I don't believe it. And, you know, that's why when Tokido said that, man, it wrecked me so badly. Oh, God, I hate this. I hate being such an emotional person sometimes. Ugh, God. That's a tough thing too, right? That is the toughest thing about that too, is you know, you try to do this, you try to make this work so badly, and it just feels like everything is against you all the time. Because like I said, freelancing is a trap, man. Freelancing is a trap in this country. And so like trying to pursue a passion like the fighting game community is really, really tough, dude. Is really, really tough. It's really hard. But yeah, freaking Tokido, dude. I hate it. Every time I try to talk about why that meant so much to me when Tokido said that, I get super emotional all the time. God. Freaking Tokido. Tokido destroys me all the time. I know you're an emotional person as well, Mike. I know. And that's the thing too, right? Like, it's tough because like I'm not doing this because I want people to tell me that I'm appreciated or that I'm important or any of these kind of things. I want this because I want people like Daigo and Justin to be names, household names. You know, I want to be able to help, you know, bring I want to make it so that people like Mena RD and like Idom can be rewarded for this crazy talent and to become heroes of their own country, heroes of their own city. You know? That's... Oh, shit. Oh, you're gonna make me cry more, Peter0611? Oh, fuck. Like, to me, it's more important that guys like Idom and Mena RD can change their lives. Gotcha-kun, you know, Knuckle-Do. You think about the year when you think about the year that Knuckle-Do had when he won Capcom Cup, like it could have been such a different story. And because of fighting games, it turned it all around for him. Well, because of a dog. And then for fighting games, it turned it all around for him. And that, to me, is what's the most important thing about fighting games. I see Knuckle do these days, and trust me, it never escapes my thoughts whenever I see him. And I see him smiling, and I see him laughing, having a good time on Street Fighter League. When I see him winning NARF, North America Regional Finals, and, you know, has the My Wallet shirt and all that stuff, and him talking about his sister getting engaged, and, you know, Rob is living with him now, Rob TV is living with him now, and how he, like, bought a car for his mom and all these things like that. And I think about it a lot. Just thinking about what fighting games has done, and it's a remarkable thing. We've given these kind of opportunities to people because of fighting games, man. Because of fighting games. And he's about to have a kid. He's about to have a kid. And why? Why did that happen? Because of fighting games, man. Because of Street Fighter. Because of fighting games. Because the FGC existed. People wonder why I'm so loyal to Evo and the Cannons and Wizard and everybody like that. Well, like, if there was no Evo, there'd be none of this. If there was no Evo, there's none of this. You know? And that's why it's so important to me. It's why it always will be important to me. And, you know, the decisions they've made over the years have meant so much. It's made such a difference. We're at this point now, you know, where fighting games are huge. They're huge. Right. I mean, think about Sonic Fox, dude. Sonic Fox is a gender-neutral furry. What kind of life might they have lived without fighting games? What kind of life might Sonic Fox have had without fighting games? And yet, here he is winning awards, going on stage and shouting out to the world that he's gay, and winning just hundreds and thousands of dollars. And he's a hero. He's a national hero. There are so many people out there that admire him, you know. I never expect anything like this, DJ Blues. I never expect things to go like this. But, like, it's because of fighting games, right? And again, you know, fighting games aren't necessarily going to be unique for that reason. There's all sorts of things that can help bring people to the limelight. But fighting games are what I love and what I'm passionate about. And there's so much talent. And all these people that I've met throughout the years, all these wonderful, wonderful people out there are just so amazing. And, you know, to me, that's why I do what I do, is because I want to keep giving opportunities to people like that. I want to make sure that people have a new venue to succeed, especially one that rewards you regardless of your background, regardless of your social status, of your gender, of your creed, of your ethnicity. Pakistan is huge and important in the Tekken community right now. Nasser and Angry Bird are flying out from the UAE to do all this stuff in the fighting game community. Idom is this kid from the Bronx. Mena RD won enough money from Capcom Cup that he could buy a mansion and still had enough left over for like 3 cars in the Dominican Republic. You know, it's like, the fighting game community, to me, one of the special things about it is that it is so unjudgmental. You know, as much as we like to talk about a lot of other esports, you know, a lot of the times it still requires you to have a really nice computer. The reason why fighting games are so special is because you went to an arcade, and if you had $1, you played 4 games. That was it. And you hung out with people. It was social. You got to play no matter what. You put a quarter up, you play. You put a quarter up, you play. And that's the end of the story, right? Like, even as much as there was bullying and like kind of mean-spiritedness in arcades and stuff like that, there was still that aspect of it where someone put a quarter up, they played. They played. If you didn't like them, you just tried to beat them down in the game and stuff like that. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So, yeah, fighting games are... Whew. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing. So, anyways, I did not expect this to happen in my stream, so I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. All right, have a good night, Water Kirby. Water Kirby, but whew. It's just, it's, yeah, I mean, it all just kind of stemmed from me saying that, you know, I could probably get a job right now as a programmer if I really wanted to. I could probably get a job as a programmer right now if I really wanted to, but, you know, it's just, it's one of those things that, I want to see this thing through. I want to make sure that that I can give this my all. Let's just put it that way. I just want to make sure that I could give it my all. That I can do everything I can to make sure that people can succeed in this environment. You know what I mean? I just want to see other people be able to experience the highs that they would have never experienced without the fighting game community. So, should I feed some cats at this point in time? Should I feed some cats at this point in time? I don't think I'm going to be playing Street Fighter right now. Maybe I'll do so tomorrow. But maybe I'll try that patch tomorrow, or I'll test it out and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I guess I can feed some cats right now. Looks like a lot of people seem to be, a lot of people are kind of good for that. Your dog is barking at my cats. That's actually funny. My cats like boxes. They do. If you actually look at this box over here, you see that box right there, that one that says Kirkland maple syrup on it? The edges of it are all chewed up because, oh, thank you for the sub, Super Moose. Because Nathan, not only does he like boxes, but he likes chewing on cardboard. He really, really likes chewing on cardboard, and so he just destroys the edges of the boxes like that. I mean, does Mona do the same thing, Artemis? Does she chew boxes as well or not? Dude, there was that one video on YouTube which was the most hilarious thing where the guy had the video and he's like, look, there's my cat, there's a box, let's see how long it takes for the cat, and the cat's in the box already. Like, it's like the most hilarious video, dude. It's super good. It's super good. That video made me crack up, dude. I was dying. Yeah, if you look at this. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Look what she's done. Look what he has done to the edge of this box. Like, it is just in shambles. Look at this thing. Everywhere. Just chewed up, dude. He just chews the crap out of these boxes. It's wild. I have so many boxes in my bedroom that have teeth holes everywhere in them because he just chews every single box everywhere. You guys want some food, kitties? God, the way she looks at me and she just kind of goes, it's so like, how do you refuse to feed a cat when they do that? Jesus. Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Jasmine. Here, if you look carefully here, you can see a rare species of shark known as the Felinus sharkimus. And they circle their prey. They swim in circles until they get their food as they walk around in circles all day. Oh. Good girl. Oh, God. We're just gonna walk around in circles. Yep, there you go. Oh. Baskets, huh? I don't have any baskets. If I had baskets, I'm sure that they would love baskets as well. Pretty sure they would love baskets as well. Oof. Yeah, Hideo Kojima. Yes, that's exactly what happens when they get fixed. So it just happened to him. It's not actually that he's fat or anything like that. It's because that will happen. You'll get like a little saggy pouch like that, which is kind of unfortunate. But that's the way it was. That's what happens to a lot of cats. He is still kind of a chunk, but he's always really big. Man of Peerless Might, I feed my cats. I try to feed them at 10 in the morning, 7:30 at night, and then at around 12:30, 1 p.m. at night. I feed them very small amounts of food. Like, that is actually one packet of cat food split into two. So they're always eating half a packet of cat food. So I'm not the kind of person that just has dry food lying around for them to eat, because I heard that's actually kind of bad for cats and causes them to be diabetic and stuff like that. So what I generally try to do... oh, you love the kitty pouch? Okay. But, so, I mean, my cats do maintain a pretty decent weight that way. So they're both, like, ever so slightly overweight, but they're not, like, super chunky, you know? Plus, another thing, too, is that it is colder. It's the colder season, quote unquote. And so that's what that thing in the corner is. I have it on whenever I'm home. But when cats are in the winter, they're poofier. So they definitely they definitely look fatter. But, I mean, Nathan, sorry, Nathan, I'm going to bother you for a second here. He's really like that, right? Like, if you hold in all of the poof, he's really not as fat as he looks. Yeah, I only have the auto feeder on when I travel, basically. So, yeah, Jasmine has been hacking the auto feeder. Both Jasmine and Nathan do it. It's basically like, think of it as like like giant flat windmills, you know. a thing so that food gets dropped in the pocket and it rotates and then it sends the next one in and then it rotates and it sends the next quadrant in and it rotates, sends the next quadrant in. Well, one quadrant is always kind of locked in there, and my cats have learned to reach their paw in there and pull at it, and it lets the next quadrant of food come out. Which actually, the result happens is that the next time they get auto-fed, they get less food. They get less food that way. And I have tried everything to keep them from doing that. I have put blockers and covers and all these things, and they just rip all of it to shreds trying to get to that food so badly. Like, I'll take these things and I'll like tape all these, like use all this masking tape and all this packing tape, and I'll tape all these covers and blocks and stuff like that. And then I come home and they rip the whole thing to shreds, and it's just all off the floor. And I'm like, oh my God. Dude, you don't even understand. All of my closets downstairs in my bedroom, I have to find goofy ways to quote, lock my closets. Because if I don't, my cats will open my closets and walk into my closets and try to find stuff in there. They also go into my kitchen cabinets sometimes. I had to install magnets on everything. So this has a magnet on it. And I had to install that magnet on the cabinet because before there were magnets on there, Jasmine would open it up and run in there and hide in the very, very corner, and I wouldn't be able to find her at all. So, yeah, Tap2GG. I will definitely try to do a lot more history stuff. I definitely will try to do more history. Dude, I have to child lock. I have to child safety my house because of my cats, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. Because my cats definitely go into everything, so it's wild. It's wild. My cats are too smart. These are like, I did not realize cats were this clever. I did not realize cats were this smart until I owned cats. You know, it's kind of crazy. So, all right, anime lover, I'll see you later. But I'm gonna go ahead and take off too. So I will talk to you guys later. I might come back for an FFRK stream. Did she really just run back because I touched my camera again? Like, she just ran back and like she's like looking kind of excited at me again. Look at this thing. The heck, kitty? You're not looking for more food, are you? Come here, kitty. Come here, kitty. Come here, kitty. All right. Fist bump. Jasmine, give me a fist bump. You still do this? Oh, there you go. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Okay. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Sorry I got so emotional again. But I will talk to you guys later. And take care of yourselves. Go watch some AGDQ. Go watch some AGDQ. Peace out, guys.